there was a level of being absolute garbage, you are Lil Pump levels of garbage.
Make sure to put my fries in the bag!
Cause bro started getting it so sucked like Tiana Trump was the final boss. Now I don't want to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. How many of you grew up watching Beyblade, either the OG series or the Metal Saga? And if you said the Metal Saga, then I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this guy right here, Ryuga. He looks like your average blader, right? What if I told you he's much more than that? I know you've seen the meme, Beyblade isn't that serious. Now I understand it's just a show about spitting tops, but what if I told you that every single person in history had a Beyblade? Dating all the way back to Moses. He even split the Red Sea with it. Now that I'm thinking about it, did Jesus have a Beyblade? Nah, he probably did. And I wouldn't be surprised if Columbus's fat lion ass had one too. Bro would have been like, "You see this spinning top? I discovered it!" Knowing damn well he probably stole it. But let me get back on topic. On today's episode of Mansion of Black Forces, we will now be talking about Ryuga. One of, if not the biggest menace in Beyblade. He'll probably make Vegeta look like a little bitch compared to him. I will say a few things first. Bro's drip stays clean no matter what. And his determination and his ability to lock in, it'll make someone like David Goggins proud. So without wasting any more time, let's talk about Ryuga, the legendary smoke demon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, to not waste any more time, let's see if Ryuga is able to sit in the mansion with these gods. With the amount of shit he's done, this might be a three-parter. So prepare for a beefy chapter 1. Now without further ado, chapter 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Chapter 1, El Drago's Awakening. To gain an understanding of Ryuga's character and what makes him a D1 menace in Beyblade, we have to talk about his bae, El Drago, and how this absolute madman got his hands on it. So boom, there was a star that fell from the sky that made two fragments. The first fragment became Pegasus in Coma Village, while the second one was being passed around like that one girl in school with that one reputation. If you know, you know.
You need to leave!
Relax, I'm kidding.
I was just kidding! Come on!
But it was being passed on to every powerful person in history. Keep in mind, this bae was feeding off of anger, greed, fear, and pure negativity. So pretty much the absolute worst of humanity's traits, forming into Lightning El Drago, the world's forbidden Beyblade. Now this bae was so dangerous that it had to be sealed away in Bay Village so that no one else could use it. Cause you know, the previous users were doing hood rat stuff with it and they were not trying to have that happen again. I was wrong, cause this absolute demon in this man Doji decided to pull some Power Rangers Operation Overdrive type shit to steal El Drago. I mean, look at this. Same scene, different font. Both areas were rigged with booby traps, so you can't tell me that he didn't take inspiration from it. But anyways, once he picked up El Drago, he was feeling it talking to him.
This bae! I feel like it's speaking to me!
So, you're the one who wants to become the legendary smoke demon.
You know I'm like that!
Then prove yourself to me, little nigga.
And already, this man Ryuga has committed grand larceny in the first degree. Cause I don't know how much El Drago will be worth in American dollars, so to be safe, I'd say about $1 million, with a smidge of breaking and entering. While that's happening, Jinga's father pulls up trying to stop him, and seeing how this is a flashback, Jinga's dad gets packed up. To make things worse, this man walked up to Ryu just to take his headband as an act of disrespect and wipes El Drago with it. In front of Jinga, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to count this as a grade A violation, cause using someone's drip as a cloth in front of their offspring is crazy. And he threw the headband right back, and laughing in his face. And the next thing they know, the volcano starts crumbling, leaving Jinga's father to allegedly die. Keep in mind, this is a kid's show, by the way.
Look at Jinga. That boy is traumatized.
So a few months later, Ryuga is knocked the f out cause El Drago gave that man a huge power boost. After Jinga finishes running Doji's pockets, a giant purple beam fires from inside of the building and spawning El Drago's base spirit. I'ma be so real, this looks so tough! The building is getting destroyed and this man Ryuga has the unadulterated audacity to aura farm with the lightning in the background. I know he probably had some music playing in his head like...
Hey yo, what the fuck?
So after Ryuga finishes ore farming, he started talking devious to Jinga, talking about,
well, if it isn't Jinga Hagane, I'ma be honest with you. I thought you died with your weak-ass daddy.
damn, After Ryuga completely disrespects Jinga's whole name, this man decided to spawn in an entire base stadium out of the water just to run Jinga's fate. If this doesn't show you that Beyblade is that serious, then I don't know what will. Man's really summoned the stadium just because he can. Now Jinga's real fate begins because nobody was touching him since he pulled up. You wanna know something? The battle just started and Mans is putting beats on Jinga. It was so bad that Jinga wasn't able to get an effective hit on him. And here comes this man Doji just straight up glazing. I mean polishing the pecker. While Jinga's getting his cheese clapped. Pretty much saying, feast your eyes on Big Bro Ryuga's Lightning El Drago, the only left rotation bay in the world. There's nothing your homie could do to stop Big Daddy Ryuga. Reverse rotation is so peak, I can honestly cry.
Shaboing boing, get the dick out your mouth, dummy.
So after getting thraxed for like 5 or something minutes, Jinga used his special move and it failed. Jinga on his knees looking like he's seeking forgiveness from the Lord. Ryuga says to him,
I'ma keep it $125. You are ass. I mean absolute buns. If there was a level of being absolute garbage, you are Lil Pump levels of garbage. I can't tell who's more ass, you or your father.
Holy Jesus.
You are a worthless, bitch-ass nigga.
Man, stop that shit! What you wanna do?
it was so bad that his bait was getting shattered. And after more trash talking, Jinga unlocks a whole rage boost, and you would think it would work, but it did the exact opposite. Remember when I told you El Drago absorbs anger from the opposite bay? So that's exactly what started happening to Pegasus, cause bro started getting its soul sucked like Tiana Trump was the final boss. And you wanna know what Ryuga does? He shoots a Gallic gun in the air and summons his bay spirit to drive Pegasus into the stadium. And this may or may not be the first time I do this, but I'm charging Ryuga with copyright infringement, cause bro stole Vegeta's Gallic gun, but the only difference is that a dragon came out of it. Everything else, he stole his whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar. So far, Jinga and Pegasus has officially took their first L in the series. So let's see. Breaking and entering, grand larceny, verbal assault, multiple counts of violation, and property damage. And keep in mind, this is only the start of chapter 1. And with the amount of stuff this man has done, this chapter will end for a good minute, so make sure you got your snacks ready. We finally made it to the tournament arc. This is where Ryuga's time to shine really kicked in. My boy is just over here training for battle bladers, and there's like 40 bladers from Dark Nebula, which is a tough name by the way, for all bay types. And you would think Ryuga would get jumped by these guys, right? You must not know who Ryuga is, cause bro casually reverse jumped them all. And just to add a little more disrespect, bro summoned El Drago just to assert dominance. They really thought they could do something to the Dragon Emperor. No lie, these boys are in the wrong anime. Try Pokemon or something. Get the fuck out of here! And this is the act of reverse jumping with a dash of murder. Cause let's be real here, no normal human being is surviving this. If you're at peak human condition, then maybe. Aside from that, you ain't surviving. You're dead.
Turn around and die.
Moving on, we get to the Battle Bladers Battle Royale with 100 bladers. And we notice that one is missing. And who could that person be? If you guessed Ryuga, then you'd be right. Cause him, you, and Tsubasa wanted to make a grand entrance just because they can. So Benkei and the others shoot their bays, and this wasn't even a Battle Royale. This was just a one-sided violation, cause Ryuga just casually clutched a 1v100. Another case of reverse jumping, by the way. It was so bad that the commentator was shook, and they just leave. Now, me personally, if I witnessed something that crazy or become a victim of this tragedy, I'd never pick up a Beyblade ever again. So after running Tsubasa's fade, making his name known in the tournament, Ryuga is really on a generational run right now. The run is so goated, even Michael Jordan would be impressed. Cause Ryuga is really out here running everyone's pockets, and he knows they can't do nothing about it. Anyways, the first round of Battle Bladers is ending. Hikaru has to battle Ryuga. And on the outside, she's confident, but on the inside, she's the exact opposite. She's probably thinking,
No, fuck, shit.
and Ryuga pulls up with the lightning strikes behind him. Now, where he spawned them from, I have no clue, but he's aura farming, so I'm gonna let that go. Hikaru is so shook to the point where she was seeing his actual aura. See? This is why Ryuga's tough. Do you know how tough you have to be to have aura to the point where the hoods are in shambles? But the real question is Ryuga a Joestar?
Get out!
No? Right, my fault. I'm sorry. I'll leave now. So after she gets rid of the pregame jitters, she finally locks in against Ryuga. And to reward her for not dipping on sight like she should have, but I will give her props for even staying there, he charges up his Gallic gun and pretty much says this.
Make sure to put my fries in the bag!
Nah!
This is getting ridiculous. The move is so devastating that the commentary told everyone to get the f out cause shit is getting real. Bro moving like the tournament announcer from Sparking Zero. She finally gets hit, knocking her clean out. Alright, let's go over the crime so far. Property damage cause the stadium was looking like that one time Vegeta destroyed the part of the arena. Public embarrassment. Technically it isn't a crime, but the fight wasn't even a full 5 minutes and she got embarrassed like that. Attempted murder cause he damn near killed Hikaru, putting her in a coma. By the way, when he said make sure to put my fries in the bag, I wasn't bullshitting. That part was intentional. Ryuga did her so bad that she never picked up her Beyblade again. He pretty much forced her into retirement, with a dash of PTSD to go with it. And here's the messed up part about this. She wanted to become the best battle blader for her sick mother. So he broke her physically, mentally, and spiritually because he really crushed her dreams. No lie, I really feel bad for homegirl because she ain't deserved that. Yo, justice for Hikaru. Now this is a Z-rank violation. Anyways, we got Ryuga versus Tsubasa for round 2, cause Tsubasa wants his get back after getting violated the first time. And so far, Tsubasa's doing pretty good against him. And by that, I really mean just running away from him. And it's working. And to be honest, I do the exact same thing. Cause if you think I'm fighting Ryuga head on, you gotta be smoking the strongest form of crack. At this point, this is where Ryuga decided to turn up a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean a shit ton. Cause he used a special move destroying the stadium. Why? Simple, cause he felt like it. Disrespecting Tsubasa's name in the process and robbing him of his power too? A case of robbery, destroying the arena, and almost sending Tsubasa on a one-way trip to God. After that one-sided battle, the big dog Kiyoya stepped up to Ryuga for the fade. To show Kiyoya he's like that, bro blew up the stadium again. And since the stadium is gone, so officially there are no more ring outs. So it's pretty much a fight to the death now. They launched their bays and Kiyoya is actually giving Ryuga a pretty good match. But this is still Ryuga we're talking about. So it was wrapped for Kiyoya. After the final hit, El Drago was taking over Ryuga. Had him saying,
Time to say GG, motherfucker.
he ended up charging up a deadly move. The damage was so bad that everyone had to dip from the stadium again. So how'd it go for Kiyoya? Well, look at this frame. This man got impaled. Keep in mind that this is supposed to be a kid's show. This man is in a coma just like everyone else Ryuga faced. But hey, Kiyoya did give him a good fade, so I'll respect it. Ryuga's like,
Another fraud bites the dust.
and Benkei tries to spin back for his mans, and understandably so. But again, this is Ryuga we're talking about, so Benkei got fried. Bro said to him,
Get back, Fat Albert.
Dang! He thought he could step up to the Dragon Emperor. Man, if he don't get back, little bro. But anywho, we finally get to Ryuga and Jinga's final fade. See, this is where things start to get interesting. After running Doji's pockets, these boys are on a rooftop and they wasted no time and shot their babes. And on frame 1, Ryuga's already doing damage to the point where Jinga's being pushed back, damn near falling off the stage. It was so bad to the point where no matter what Pegasus would try, it wouldn't work on El Drago. Even drilling Pegasus into the stadium. See, this is absolute cinema right here. There is no possible way he's gonna get fleeced by the plot, right? He's gonna get fleeced by the plot, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, you guessed it. The power of friendship clutched up for Jinga, cause if it didn't, the Metal Saga would have ended right here. But anyways, Jinga is finally putting paws on Ryuga, and now Drago wasn't gonna let that slide. So that boy decided to tap in and put belt to ass. Once again, the plot doesn't want Ryuga to win. So Jinga's Bay turned to a damn nuke, spirit bomb thing, I don't know. But what matters right now is that Ryuga's legendary run as a hater has officially come to an end.
Psych a lot!
Yo, I'm gonna be real for a sec. This has to be my longest chapter I've ever done. Cause with the amount of shit Ryuga did, it can't be done in a single video. So splitting this up into 3 parts is my best option. Cause Ryuga's not finished with his hating just yet. He took that L so hard that he was going back to the lab. He was not letting this happen again. So the trial is still pending right now. So until part 2, I'm gonna catch up boys next time. Peace.